views and opinions expressed in this program are those of the participants and do not necessarily reflect the views of BronxNet or the program underwriters.
Hola, everyone, and welcome to Open, the one and only show bringing the best of the Bronx, New York, and the world straight to you. I'm Rhina Valentin, your host of Café con Leche every Friday. Here's what's coming up in today's show. Leading things off, we'll talk New Year's resolutions and how to manifest throughout the year as we learn about vision boards with Velocity Vision, Inc. After that, we'll discuss how you can eat delicious food while losing weight when we sit with the CEO of Spring Solutions Diet, Kirsty Fortescue. And then we'll sit down with multidisciplinary artist Paulina Porras to discuss her creative, world-renowned artwork throughout the years along with her upcoming projects. And later on in the show, Bobby C brings us up to date with the latest headlines in the world of sports. And finally, our Open Artist Spotlight features singer, songwriter Edwin Vazquez, who will perform a new freestyle single for us later on in the show. So sit back y prepárate. All this and more is headed your way because now we are officially open. Welcome back to Open, everyone. Happy New Year. I'm Rhina Valentin, your host of Café con Leche for the next hour. Always inviting you to get social with us online, that is. Tweet us and follow us on Instagram at BronxNet TV. And while you're there, like us on Facebook at Open BronxNet Television. And of course, don't forget, follow moi on Twitter, FB, Instagram, Insta Stories, LinkedIn, and Snapchat at Rhina Valentin. So it's the new year, and many people have goals they want to achieve, whether it's getting a new job, starting a new project, or losing weight. Well, you can kickstart some of these goals by simply creating a vision board to help you visualize your goals into reality. And joining us now to share more behind vision boarding, we welcome Velocity Vision Vice President Cindy Bautista Tomas. Hello, welcome.
Hello, good morning, Rhina.
Good morning to you. Happy New Year. Welcome back to Open under different circumstances. We've presented you as a 100 Hispanic women member. I, too, am a 100 Hispanic women member. And now you've started this organization, Velocity Vision. I know you have partners. I'm looking forward to hearing all about what inspired this whole movement.
Yes. So Velocity Visions actually started 8 years ago.
Nice.
My partner, NC Lewis, and I were both single mothers. Mm-hmm. We're both undergoing personal challenges. And so we started creating accountability with each other. And in doing that, we started helping each other in setting intentions for the year, creating vision boards, and meeting weekly to talk about how to manifest those goals. And out of that, we started having household parties with friends and families for about 6 years. And 1 year we finally said, hey, we really want to expand this to organizations and communities in ways also that we can enhance our income. And so we created Velocity Visions, Inc. in 2017. And since then, we've worked with over 400 individuals. We've worked with schools, nonprofit organizations, corporate entities, hosting vision board workshops, hosting clinical social work, continuing education programs. And so we're really excited about what's to come in 2019.
That's impressive.
Thank you.
400. Wow, that's a pretty impressive number for what, 2 years?
Yes.
Yeah,
Thank
nice.
you.
So how do you facilitate these vision boards? I mean, because here's the thing, right? Yes. I do vision boards myself. I do them in the comfort of my own home, though, right? But I've been doing vision boarding for a while now. So let's just say someone like myself who has her own technique, right? Because there's a technique behind vision boarding.
Right.
So how do you differentiate those who are unfamiliar with it to those who have a certain way and may feel that, oh, it didn't work for me this way?
That's a great question. So when we host our vision board workshops, it's with intentionality. So we go through the science of visualization with all of our participants so that everyone is at the same place. So we talk about the science around visualizing specific goals. We talk about actions. We talk about limiting beliefs. We talk about barriers. We talk about strengths. So it's really about a process of discovery for us when we host vision board workshops. And we create a space that's a brave space so that the attendees feel really vulnerable to sharing what are the challenges that they've experienced in enhancing their goals, and also that they are able to then create possibilities for themselves.
So I understand we have some images, and I'm hoping that maybe we can display them while we're talking about vision boards, because some people may not even be familiar with vision boards at all, and we just kind of jumped into like, okay, well, these are the different factors that go into vision boarding. So let's talk about the basics of vision boards.
Sure. So vision boards, for the way that Velocity Visions teaches it, it's not just like a collage of pictures and words. You know, it's really a process that we help people go through in which they identify what are areas of their lives that they're looking to enhance. And we focus on 7 particular areas of people's lives because we realize that we are holistic beings and all of who we are is what we bring to spaces. And so we help people think about what are the areas that they want to grow in that particular year or time frame.
Okay, so I just really quickly, I just want to share with everyone because I was hoping they would show images in it or not. So basically, you can use like just a paper like this, right? And in this paper, you're sitting with a magazine and you're taking clips of magazines and you're gluing them. However, what Cindy is saying is that while you're doing this, there's a technique or a method in, I guess, separating different aspects of your life.
Right, so what we do first is we have people write down what their goals are. And then after that, we have a host of magazines, affirmations, feeling words, and people go through the magazines while we're creating joy and fun. So we have a playlist that we use. And so in the process, they are cutting out pictures of magazines or pictures that they may have brought themselves. And then they actually glue them to the piece of paper. And some people use huge oak tack paper. Some people use an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper for particular areas of their lives. And once they put those images and words onto the paper, then we request that they put it somewhere where you're going to see it every single day, whether it's near your bed, in your bathroom, wherever. And so the idea is that as you're looking at it every day, you're visualizing these areas of your lives and the ways in which you're creating those areas of your lives. And in addition to that, some people incorporate meditation, prayer, reading their goals, devotional books. So there is accountability with a good friend, or accountability groups have been created from our vision board workshops as well. And so it's really a tool that people use.
It's beautiful. So with Velocity Vision, right? Because I think we get the gist of the vision boarding aspect of it, right? But with Velocity Vision, right? Because I'm here intrigued by the fact that you put groups together and everybody comes together, and there's like this whole day of facilitation of gluing these items to whatever that thought process is to create for the new year, right? Creating those possibilities, but that you're doing it in a group setting and that there's music behind it and there's meditation behind it. And then you partner people up and you are held accountable for what?
Right. So really the accountability is about thinking through the action steps that you're going to take to achieve those goals. So it's not just creating this board of images, but it's also really thinking through what are your 3-month goals, your 6-month goals, your 12-month goals, and then having someone hold you accountable to say, what are the steps that you took to achieve those goals? Are you seeking to find love this year? Did you go out of your house? You're not going to find love on the couch,
Right.
Unless you're using a website, right? And so did you even sign up for a website, right? So those are ways in which it's not just creating the images, but also finding someone that you trust that can hold you accountable to those various goals.
So it sounds to me like these workshops are really good to go with a kind of as a buddy system.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I understand that you do these workshops at the top of the new year. I also understand that the January 20th version, right, which is a couple of weeks away, is already sold out.
It is.
And I'm kind of bummed out because I was kind of hoping our viewers would have the opportunity to participate. However, I do hope that you will be, I guess, facilitating some additional. I mean, if you're sold out,
Yes, we are working on a few new dates. So what our request is that you go on our website and sign up for our mailing list so that you will be the first ones to find out once we have our new date set up.
awesome, great.
Yes.
Thank you. Cindy
Thank you. Thank you
Bautista,
so much,
Velocity
Rhina.
Vision, guys. Vision boarding is where it is at. All right. For more on Velocity Vision Inc. and their services, be sure to visit velocityvisionsinc.org. We have to take a quick break, but when we return, we'll learn about a healthy weight loss program that you don't want to miss. Don't go anywhere.
And I can't change, even if I try, even if I wanted to. My love, she keeps me warm. 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 She keeps me warm.
We are neighbors and best friends.
I love my sister.
My heart doesn't see race. Love is love.
Our family is no less than any other family.
Love is kind. Love is patient.
Hello, welcome back to Open, everyone. You know, at the top of the year, everyone's thinking about one thing, and that is how to be healthy and fit, right? But that should be occurring throughout the entire year. However, since it is at the top of the list, we are going to share some possibilities in achieving that goal in an easier way, right? Rather, you know, it's easier said than done, but we're gonna hold you to it. So Spring Solution gives you the tools needed to get you on a healthy diet loss journey by providing a natural diet plan that will help keep the weight off. And joining us to tell us more, we're going to welcome Spring Solution CEO Kirsty Fortescue. Hello.
Hi, Rhina.
Hello and welcome.
Thank you.
My darling coach. Oh my goodness, this is
Look
wonderful.
what I brought you, though.
Yeah, no, it's wonderful that you brought the snacks, right? So let's just talk about this whole New Year resolution syndrome that everybody goes through at the top of the new year and then kind of just dwindles away.
Because everyone's trying fad diets, quick fix diets that aren't fixing the problem. They're not fixing your metabolism, they're not detoxing you. So you're still gonna have the cravings, you're still gonna feel hungry. As you know, with Spring Solutions, we get to the bottom of it and we fix everything literally on a cellular level. So we detox you from the sugar and all that junk you eat. We reset your metabolism so you're not, when you finish the diet, you're just living your life. It's not even a diet, it's just a lifestyle.
Okay, well, you know, I beg to differ, right? No, no, I'm kidding. I'm going to make a joke out of it because really what's required is that you're committed. And you know, I'm living an example of that. And really what it's required is that 30-day commitment at
40
minimum.
days, yeah.
It's 40, it's 30 to 40, but it's really 40, right? But at least, you know, that month of commitment of just really transforming the way you eat, transforming the
Making
the
little
snacks.
healthy snacks.
All right, so I'm going to share with you guys that I have a bit of an oral fixation and I like crunchy things, right? So even with my salads, I have to put crunchy things in there. And so hence the salt becomes an issue. And so one of the other things that Kirsty has taught me is to kind of supplement salt with Himalayan salt, which is a salt that's a beneficial salt. And she could share more on the benefits of Himalayan salt, which is pink salt.
Yeah, it's actually a superfood. It's got
here.
over 17 minerals and nutrients that our body needs, especially while you're detoxing. It's basically like drinking the healthiest Gatorade. If you put this in your water, it's so good for you. And it's not processed at all. It's a superfood, Rhina.
And it's not processed at all.
No, not like table salt.
Okay, so because you know we hear back and forth. It's like, oh, too much sodium. It's not good for you.
Yeah, that's because it's processed.
Because it's processed sodium, and this is
Yeah,
organic.
it's organic.
It's organic, and that's the other thing we want to share is that all of this is organic. So, what else do you have here to help us with the
crunch?
yes, the oral fixation.
Well, the crunch.
The crunch. Yeah.
These are amazing chips. Instead of having corn and all the bad stuff in it, they just have cassava and coconut. We had these together before, remember? And you loved them, right? And it's just a healthy way. Instead of having tortilla chips that are so processed and so bad and so many chemicals, these are completely natural. It only has cassava, avocado, coconut, chia, and sea salt.
Okay, so now what's the difference between sea salt and Himalayan salt?
It's natural again, so it's good for you. It's just pink Himalayan salt and then natural sea salt.
Right, so they're natural salts, and that's a big deal right there, as opposed to iodized salt.
Exactly.
All right.
And then these are just apples, and they're baked. The only ingredient in them is apples, and the way that they bake them, they don't use any oil, nothing. And they're delicious. You like these too, remember?
Right, those are chips, right?
Yeah,
but they're apple chips.
And they're super sweet.
So it's dried up apples, and then that is
Beef jerky.
beef jerky. Well, yeah, that would be for people who eat meat. I don't eat meat, so but it's all
For
good.
someone
It's
else,
a good
yeah.
crunch. Hey, we
Instead
don't
of,
discriminate here. And so now I noticed that you have this like clear. I don't know what that is. No, I'm kidding. I know what that is. And I'm assuming you're bringing that because I think we're all really hard on ourselves when it comes to that whole process of
Yeah.
like losing pounds, right? And so this is equivalent to.
Just 1 pound.
This is 1 pound.
Yeah, so you should be happy if you lose a pound of fat, because that's a lot.
That is a lot.
Yeah.
That is a lot.
And for every pound of fat you lose, it relieves 4 pounds of pressure from your knees.
Wow.
Right?
Really? Mm-hmm. That's a really good factor right there.
And 6 pounds from your hips.
And 6 pounds from your hips.
And that's a lot.
So you
Especially
see-
in New York, because we walk everywhere.
Right.
So if you lose 10 pounds, that's 40 pounds of pressure relieved from your knees.
Yeah. And we definitely need our legs to keep walking. So within the program itself, you have this book, which I love what's written on the book.
Dear Fat, Prepare to Die.
Yeah. Dear Fat, Prepare to Die. There's this I guess, note-taking or whatever, journaling. In keeping track. And so that is an important factor, but yet can be kind of like consuming for somebody who's moving at a fast pace. So how do you recommend why is that so important? Let's start there.
Huge, Rhina, because that's how you find out what foods work for you. What foods cause you to gain weight, what foods cause you to lose weight, what foods cause bloating, what foods cause constipation, or how are you going to remember? You probably can't remember what you ate for breakfast yesterday.
Right.
And so, it makes you more aware, more mindful of what you're eating.
Okay, and then of course once you're on the serum, the actual program, what happens is that you have to alter the way you're eating, right? So your breakfast should be fruits, which is an important factor that we should also take into consideration because it's from Mother Nature and it's not processed.
Yeah, and all of these processed foods, our bodies don't know how to digest them because they're made in a lab and our bodies aren't labs. So what it does is it makes more fat cells to hold these toxins in to keep us safe. So that's why eating processed foods, even, power bars or protein bars, they're all so full of chemicals you're never going to lose weight.
So I feel that plays a really strong role in all the diseases really that are taking a lot of people that I happen to know personally lately. And so in an effort to encourage people to come from a preventative place, what would you suggest?
Eat natural. Eat food that grows, is made, isn't processed. Always read the ingredients because there's sugar in everything and sugar is addictive. So read the ingredients. Remember that ingredients are listed in descending order. There should never be more than 10 and they should be words that you know, not chemicals.
Beautiful, and of course that.
And drink water.
And drink water.
And use pink salt.
Lots of water, lots of water. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you so much for being here with us at the top of the year. My coach, Kirsty, love having you here. And of course, I always tremble when she's around because she's quite.
I'm so scary.
She becomes the diet Nazi is what we call her. You guys, for more how you can join Spring Solutions, be sure to visit springsolutionsdiet.com. All right, we have to take a quick break, but coming up next is one of New York's talented artists, so don't go anywhere.
Leaving hot coals improperly extinguished can cause a wildfire.
Hey guys, it's Smokey!
It looks as if Smokey is going to use the drown, stir, drown and feel technique. After the first drown, a good start. Next, another drink. And finally, a close feel.
Is it cool? Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, Smokey, catch! Oh, my bad, Smokey.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Behold the angry giant. Behold the angry giant. Behold the angry giant. Behold the angry giant. It only takes a moment to make a moment. Take time to be a dad today.
I'll never forget the day our landlord called and said, read your lease. No pets allowed. My owner tells him my dog ate the lease, but that didn't work. And now I'm stuck in a shelter. But this pit bull is ready for a new crib. I'm loving, loyal, and play well with others. So don't be intimidated by all my muscles, because the biggest one I have is my heart. That's right, I said it.
Hello, welcome back to Open, everyone. Make sure to stay connected with us by liking us on Facebook at Open Proxnet Television. And of course, follow me too at Rhina Valentin. Our next guest is she's truly a creative. Her talents are rooted in body and visual arts. She creates everything from books, videos, puppet drawings, prints, and paintings. She's also performed at the LA Theater, El Museo del Barrio, and that's just to name a few. She's an educator, and her work has recently been displayed at the Three Kings Day Parade. And joining us to tell us more about herself and her artwork, please welcome Paula. I want to make sure I get it right. Paulina Porras Sibalobava, right? Sibalobava. Sibalobava. It's like we're not used to saying the 4 syllables, right? Sibalobava. I got it.
Perfect.
Welcome, Paulina.
Thank you.
I know that was it.
Thank you.
We are so excited to have you, and thank you for being so forgiving on that attempt on Si Balo Bova. I got it,
Perfect.
yay. All right, well, we should share with everyone that is a Russian last name.
Yes, it is. It is. And I decided to use both of my last names. Why not?
I love it.
Yeah, that's my mom's side. I'm half Mexican, half Russian, New Yorker, of course, like triple New Yorker.
What a combination. Wow, what was that like growing up?
It was hard at sometimes because you would never fit in exactly, but I'm so used to it now. I mean, it's just part of it, and I really thank my parents. Like, wow, that's great that they met and they made me and my sisters, and that's great. It's two cultures that they're so rich. They're so rich.
And so you speak both languages?
I do. I do.
And so having come from that background, right, because you're a New Yorker with Mexican and Russian background, how does that impact your art?
It impacts in the sense that my sense of identity is somewhat split, because that's what it is. So far, my past work has been mostly focusing on my Mexican roots, but I do bring a kind of Russian flavor, but it's been mostly on my Mexican roots and culture.
Well, I believe we have images from the Three Kings Day Parade puppets, right, which are signature. They are the signature of the actual parade. What I found most fascinating, which, by the way, it was a pleasure to meet you and to march alongside your puppets.
Likewise.
I mean, these larger-than-life-size puppets we're looking at right now are the signature of El Museo del Barrio's Three Kings Day Parade. And what I loved about learning about them is how you were able to take some of the Taino culture and fuse it into the Three Kings. Like, tell me a little bit about what inspired that.
What inspired me was basically El Museo itself. I mean, if you know that the roots of this institution is that it was a Puerto Rican institution, so I really wanted to bring that back and put it like straight, like forward into to show the Taino and Caribbean roots. And these Three Kings are about nature and the cosmos. One is a tree, the ceiba tree, which holds the ocean and holds the sky. So I really wanted to bring that Native American culture back.
Beautiful. And you could tell that there was a lot of intention put into its design. Now, where do you store them when they go to rest?
El Museo has done an amazing job to store them. That's why they're really in very good shape. I mean, they're almost 10 years old. They've been parading every year. There are special crates made for the heads and for the gifts, which are very delicate. They're paper mache. But yeah, they're still going to be up on display till the end of January.
At El Museo
del
Barrio,
Museo, yeah,
in the Side Street Cafe, right?
Yeah. And after that, they go to sleep.
So people still have time to go see them up until the end of January.
Yeah.
Beautiful. So is puppetry the majority of your work lately?
It's been a big part, and it was basically I come from a painting background, visual arts. When I started graduate school, the very semester I took a puppetry class, the very first semester, and that really like changed my view on art and creative expression. And I had a dance background, so that puppetry class brought many things together, which is performance, which is what I've been doing mostly for the past 10 years. I've been really active on that. And the visual aspect of like making something and performing that.
Performing it while it's being made.
Yeah.
So before we go, let's just share how that's impacted the community, how your work has been, I guess, a contribution to the community's perspective.
Well, In terms of performance or in terms
Well, I think you're a little disruptive in some of your stuff, and I love it.
Yeah, I love that. I love to disrupt. I love to disrupt. I like to do things in public spaces, do participatory things. I've done many performances that are participatory. And I like to be subtle about it, but it does strike a message. And sometimes you can be more effective when you're subtle than when you're like screaming with, you know. So that's kind of my style.
Right. Yeah, it's like you don't really necessarily have to be marching to be an activist, and you can tell this activism in your work. And I love that you incorporate puppetry because now you're working with the next generation. And I thank you so much for taking the time to come here and share with us. Do you have any upcoming projects you want to share before we go?
There are many things coming up. I cannot like share specifically what it is, but more performances. I'm going back to visual arts, to creating artist books. I think that's what's coming up. An artist book that it's been like sleeping in my files, and it's about Day of the Dead. So I'm bringing my Mexican side more and more.
Awesome. Awesome. It's important. And thank you for sharing it with us and our viewers. And you guys, once again, for more on Paulina, all you got to do is follow her website. All her projects will be listed there by going to paulinaporras.com. All right, stay tuned because Bobby C Weekly Sports Roundup is coming up next.
Music is a bridge between the material and the spiritual. As a blind person, you have to be aware that nobody can tell you what you can or can't do. You really have to try things. My wife, who was also blind, was a good cook. When she died, that's when I started Meals on Wheels. My name is Harvey Lauer. America, let's do lunch.
Drop off a hot meal and say hello. Volunteer by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
Maybe you can make retirement happen. After all, you made this vacation happen.
Double points with every purchase?
Cleverly merging promotions.
I love it.
Cross-referencing travel sites. And booking all your flights with those...
Vouchers. I got us bumped.
They were like, oh. But now they're like... Aloha. You aced this vacation. Now get the tips you need to get on track at aceyourretirement.org.
We begin our look at sports with the New York Jets and their new head coach. The Jets have decided upon former Miami coach Adam Gase as their new head coach. It's somewhat of a puzzling hire considering Gase was dismissed by the rival Miami Dolphins one day after the Jets fired former coach Todd Bowles. After he guided Miami to a playoff berth in 2016, Gase's teams posted 6-10 and 7-9 seasons. He finished 23-25 in 3 seasons with the Dolphins. Gase has a lot of work to do. He's taking over one of the worst teams in the league. For one thing, Gase is accustomed to the big chair, so there shouldn't be a pronounced adjustment period. He dealt with a lot of stuff during his 3-year run with the Dolphins, everything from on-the-field adversity to bizarre off-the-field happenings. He shouldn't be overwhelmed by the stress and responsibility of being the head coach. We'll examine his hire more in the C-List. Stay tuned. The NFL playoffs continue this weekend with the divisional round. The Indy Colts are at Kansas City Saturday for a 4:35 p.m. kickoff. Dallas travels to face the L.A. Rams Saturday night at 8:15, while the New England Patriots will host the L.A. Chargers Sunday at 1:05 p.m. The night game on Sunday is Philadelphia at New Orleans. That game gets underway at 4:40 p.m. The Islanders and the Rangers renewed their rivalry last night at Madison Square Garden. Josh Bailey scored with 1:26 remaining to lift the Isles over the Rangers 4-3 on Thursday night. The two will meet again Saturday in Brooklyn. Puck drops at 1 p.m. The Devils fell 4-3 to Toronto on Thursday. They will host the Flyers Saturday. From the NBA hardwood, the Nets will be in Toronto tonight to face the Raptors. The Knicks are home at the Garden to take on Indiana. Both games tip at 7:30. Time for some quick hitters from around the world of sports. NBA star LeBron James is progressing from the groin injury that has had him sidelined for the last 8 games, but he will miss at least 3 more games, according to the LA Lakers. LeBron injured his groin on Christmas Day against Golden State, and the Lakers have gone 3-5 without LeBron in this stretch, sliding down to the 8th seed in the crowded West. Tim Tebow is engaged. The Heisman Trophy winner announced his engagement on Instagram on Thursday to the 2017 Miss Universe. The 31-year-old Tebow posted photos of himself proposing on one knee. Congrats to Turbo Tim. Another one bites the dust. Star wide receiver Antonio Brown could be out in Pittsburgh. Brown won't be released, but all other options are on the table regarding his future with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Team president Art Rooney II told the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette. Brown's absence from Week 17 practices resulted in a benching for the season finale against the Cincinnati Bengals. And during that week, Brown had a flare-up in a team setting. Rooney said in the Post-Gazette interview that it would be hard to envision Brown as part of the team when he reports to training camp in late July. Brown is arguably the best receiver in the NFL. In tennis, Andy Murray said Friday he plans to retire after Wimbledon because of his right hip injury if he can keep playing beyond this month's Australian Open. In an emotional news conference, the 31-year-old former world number 1 said the pain had become too much to bear and that he had made the decision last month during his training camp. Murray, who won 3 Grand Slam titles, Wimbledon in 2013 and 2016, and the 2012 U.S. Open, and 2 Olympic gold medals, had hip surgery in January 2018. Any national championship win is special, but what Clemson did on Monday night in Santa Clara was emphatic. I had the honor of being there for that one. The Tigers dominated Alabama in all facets, winning by a final score of 44-16. Quarterback Trevor Lawrence was magnificent all night long, finishing 20 for 32 for 347 yards and 3 touchdowns. Clemson's national championship win is the Tigers' second win over Alabama in the last 4 years. On the baseball diamond, the Mets have reportedly agreed to a 2-year, $20 million deal with Jed Lowry, a bargain if he can come close to that 4.4 WAR he's averaged the past 2 seasons. It may seem like an odd signing on the heels of the Robinson-Cano trade, but the price was right, and too much depth is never a bad thing. Plus, Todd Frazier wasn't that great last year, and Peter Alonso's projections aren't anything special. So the Mets can play Lowry at third and Frazier Alonso at first with Jeff McNeil as the utility guy. Still no movement on the Manny Machado and Bryce Harper sweepstakes. It appeared that the Bronx Bombers were out on Manny, but now reports say otherwise. It seems to be a 3-team race for Machado with the Yanks, Philadelphia Phillies, and the Chicago White Sox still in the mix. Meanwhile, Harper appears to be getting closer to returning to the Washington Nationals, according to reports. Harper had previously turned down $300 million from the Nats. Those are the headlines. We hit the C-list to discuss the Jets' new leading man. I can't say that I'm totally on board with the Adam Gase move by the New York Jets, but former Dallas Cowboys quarterback Tony Romo makes some good points as to why Gang Green went in this direction. 5 of the 6 new head coaches who've been hired by the NFL have a background rooted in offense, but there's one pairing the current CBS analyst thinks could be particularly set up for success, and that's Gase and, of course, this past season, the rookie Sam Darnold. He'll be moving into year number 2. Romo says, I think putting him together with Sam Darnold is going to be a very good combination. I think Darnold has some Peyton Manning-like traits, and Adam did a great job, obviously, with Peyton in that situation. Though Darnold's overall numbers in 2018 were average, he showed steady improvement as the year wore on. Over his final 4 games, he completed 64% of his throws for 931 yards and a 6-1 touchdown to interception ratio. Gase got the job in large part because of his work with quarterbacks. One of them, Peyton Manning, once said Gase is the smartest guy I know. No doubt Manning repeated that line or something close to it when he called Jets CEO Christopher Johnson on Tuesday night to recommend his former Denver Broncos offensive coordinator for the job. Simply put, Gase's mission is to make Darnold a star. The 21-year-old quarterback is the franchise's #1 asset, which explains why ownership allowed him input into the selection process. Darnold, in a phone interview with ESPN, sounded genuinely excited about Gase after talking with him Monday night via FaceTime. No quarterback under Gase has ever had a bad season unless you count Jay Cutler's out-of-retirement performance in 2017. Gase was Tim Tebow's position coach when the Broncos made the playoffs in 2011. He was Manning's play caller for his record-setting 2013. He had 55 touchdowns that year, and he got Cutler to cut down his interceptions in 2015 with the Chicago Bears. Ryan Tannehill never really improved under Gase, but he missed 24 out of 48 games because of injuries. The jury is out, but perhaps this is a better move than most people think. Are you sold, folks? Hit me up on social media at The Voice, Bobby C. Share your thoughts. That's your sports. I'm Bobby C. Back with more Open after this.
How can I help my daughter with her reading?
Searching for help with Dachshund reading.
No.
Let me try. Sarah's bright, but when she's reading, she has trouble sounding out words.
Playing world music.
What?
I give up.
Wait, I was trying to show you how Sarah feels every day. Frustrating, isn't it? Redirecting to understood.org.
Join parents and experts at understood.org, a free online resource about learning and attention issues to help your child thrive.
Chiru has no choice. She and millions like her walk miles a day for dirty water. But together, we can end their walk by providing clean water close by. Instead of spending hours walking to get water that makes them sick, girls can be in a classroom and moms will gain back time to care for their families. Sons and daughters can grow up strong, finally free of sicknesses. It's true. When you just add water, you change a life. Learn more at worldvision.org.
Hello and welcome back to Open, everyone. We are already having some laughs with our next guest, who happens to be a talented musical artist that uses music to connect with people around him. That's right. His music is enriched with flavor that derives from his homeland, Puerto Rico. His sound includes everything from rumba, flamenco, jazz, and R&B. And now he's here to tell us about his new single and catch us up with his latest music ventures. Please welcome singer-songwriter Edwin Vazquez.
Hello, everyone.
What was that? I love when you do that.
Thank you, thank you.
Well,
I'm going to take these off only because I just remembered that a dear friend told me I should, it's a little impersonal, especially in an interview, so. Excuse my tired eyes.
Tired
3
eyes?
hours, 3 hours of sleep. El cabello, well, my hair is has more energy than I do.
Your hair se aparece como it has its own life.
Yeah. It does. It's like it's in an argument with me right now. I went to, I tried to do my best with it, and nothing was working.
It's curls, and you are all about like being free. Yeah. Free, be free.
Yeah.
The last time we had you on here, you sang this amazing song from Puerto Rico, right?
Yeah.
Or about Puerto Rico, paying homage to Puerto Rico. And we also introduced to our audience that your origins come from freestyle, right? And so you have this alter ego named Eddie Vaz, right? And we mentioned it briefly, Eddie Vaz. Eddie Vaz.
Every time you do that, I'm going to...
Eddie Vaz.
Every time you say that, I'm going to go into the Eddie Vaz pose.
And so I'm introducing this to everyone because, rather for those who are just tuning in and learning about you, if they they didn't have the honor and privilege of seeing you perform in our previous episode last year. Yeah. Since then, you received, I guess, somebody reached out to you from Germany.
Yes.
To produce this new version of a freestyle song. And I only say new version, right? Because when I hear freestyle, the first thing that comes to my mind is urban classics, meaning they're songs that we're all familiar with, that have been played since I was a teeny bopper. Yeah. And so now you're reviving it. So just talk a little bit about how this person from Germany even came up with this concept and how you're connected.
Well, I mean, it was actually unintentional as far as... I was reached out from Germany by Tanasi Klutis, and it was because I did a little acoustic thing on Facebook, of Something Never Meant, the original song that I had recorded way back with Cutting Records.
With Cutting Records.
Yeah.
When we say way back, let's tell them how many years ago.
19.
Okay, it was in the 19th.
Was
it
towards
wasn't
the
2000.
late. It was
All right,
the
that's
end
good.
of. It was sort of towards what is it? It was towards when Jodeci and Boyz II Men was coming in.
Okay,
That's a
so
while
they're going to
back.
have to do their homework.
Yeah.
Right, it's definitely over a decade.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
for certain. We got that part. All right, I'll honor. I trust me, I go through it too. But anywho, so that was many moons ago, right? And you've reinvented yourself so many times.
Yeah.
And now somehow you're being brought back into the past.
Yeah. What I want to say is that, when it was introduced to me, this opportunity, it was about basically, doing my own thing to it, because that's what I'm about. I'm like a gypsy soul artist, if you want to call it that, because I feel that music here in New York is so eclectic. So I want to always offer that, because that's my experience as an artist. So that was the condition as far as doing another freestyle. I was very excited about it, only that I wanted to implement my own style and my own artistic.
I love that
stuff,
your genre's references gypsy soul, because it's all you. It's definitely all you as a person, as a human being. I'm a fan of yours. I'm a fan of yours as a person, right?
Thank you so
and
much.
your music too. So I'm looking forward, because I have not heard this new rendition.
Oh, you haven't heard Bring Back, huh?
No, not this new rendition of it. I've heard Bring Back, right?
Oh, okay.
From like years ago.
Yeah, well, no, this is actually a whole new song called Bring Back, new lyrics, a whole different song.
Is this the one that you have on iTunes now?
No, well, Something Never Meant was the original song.
I'm having a hard time keeping up with you.
It's
Because you
okay.
move really fast. I'm
Well,
like,
yeah.
oh,
No,
did I not hear Bring Back? I'm like, oops, no, it wasn't Bring Back.
Something Never Meant is an old song from way back, Cutting Records, and then Bring Back is a whole new song, that was introduced to me, and that I then took freedoms with. Yeah, it's a whole different thing, but I'm excited about it.
We're excited, and you're going to premiere it here.
Yeah, there's 3 versions of it. Yeah, this is the first time I'm officially really performing it, on a show. There's the radio edit, there's the remix, and there's also an unplugged version, which is something I happen to love. I love unplugged music, as you already know.
Yes, we do, and you're like a one-man band. And so today you're performing to music. You're not performing with your music. Rather, your instruments, I should say, because this man is like a one-man band. He has like maracas on his shoes. And, it's like amazing to watch him. I'm serious. I'm not saying this because you're here. It's really fascinating. It's really amazing because how does the mind work like that, where you're able to keep track of that and the guitar? That's the only.
It's the only time it really works. Other than that, I'm pretty much out there, yeah.
Well, good. I'm glad you're proud of that.
Yeah, I am.
And we're proud to share it with
It's hard to be here sometimes,
But you're present now.
Yeah, I am very present.
Right, and you're going to be present for us. I'm going to take us a break for a minute while you, I guess, center yourself.
Oh, no, I'm good.
I'm kidding.
I'm good. Right now I'm Eddie Vaz.
Yeah. Oh, he's Eddie Vaz, okay? So he's Eddie Vaz.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So I'm looking forward to meeting Eddie Vaz. Well, I think I met him a little bit.
Beautiful.
You like that? All right, we're going to talk about that while we're on break. All right, you guys, we're going to take a quick break, but when we return, Edwin Vazquez, Eddie Vaz is going to perform his new single for us when we come back. Don't go anywhere.
Patriotism. It inspires passionate debate. It's worn like a badge of honor with good reason, because it means love and devotion for one's country. But what really makes up this country of ours? It's the people. To love America is to love all Americans. This year, patriotism shouldn't just be about pride of country. It should be about love. Love beyond age, sexuality, disability, race, religion, and other labels. Because love has no labels.
They call me Maxie, but I prefer tripod. I was your above-average four-legged homie, and then wham, bam, minivan. Some people pity me. Now that's lame. I still run, fetch, and swim. And the ladies love me. I'm the ultimate wingman. Just don't ask me to high five.
they test you. Stand firm and move only when you hear the seatbelt click that says they're buckled in for the drive. Never give up till they buckle up.
Even if I tried, even if I wanted
Hello, welcome back to Open. It's now time for this week's Open Artist Spotlight. Here now to perform Bring Back, please welcome Edwin Vazquez.
Girl, my heart filled with misery since you took it away from me. Baby girl, do you remember back when we said we'd stay together forever? When you and I, we said we'd always love each other to the end of time, and there would never be another. Never was another. Here I am, wondering how things got this way when we had everything. Now I'm missing you, and you're so far from me. Won't you please bring back your love to me? Bring back the love that you promised me. Girl, my heart filled with misery since you took it away from me. Bring back the love that you promised me. Girl, my heart filled with misery since you took it away from me. Love this fall apart. Sometimes I wonder how you could be so cruel when you know how much I love you. I'd do anything for you, but it doesn't seem to matter. 'Cause when you're angry, you run me down, leave me on the ground. Here I am, wondering how things got this way when we had everything. Now I'm missing you, and you're so far from me. Won't you please bring back your love to me? Bring back the love that you promised me. Girl, my heart filled with misery. Take it away, take it away from me. Don't go away.
Actually, he's Edwin Vazquez, but right now when he was performing freestyle, it was Eddie Vaz.
Yes.
Yes. So how'd you feel?
I felt good. You know, I mean, it was cool. It was cool. It's a new track for me, and I'm just trying to enjoy it as much as I could.
No, I know that you like to improvise. So I was feeling your...
Yes.
I was feeling how you were playing with it.
Yeah.
And I totally got the gypsy soul fusion in there.
Yeah.
You did it.
Cool.
You did it, and you did it here on our set. And
You got to hear the unplugged too.
Yeah, so tell everybody where they can hear it.
Well, yeah, It's available on all digital platforms right now.
Okay, and then you said unplugged. You're going to be performing it live where?
Well, I'm performing the 17th at the Kai BK across from BAM, and then at the bitter end on the 31st. And just go to the website www.edwinvazquez.com, and you'll get all the dates there.
Yeah, and then the subtitle will be Eddie Vaz. Yeah, I just want to make sure you're on point. All right, you guys, once again, Edwin Vazquez is going to be performing at La Calle. Is it La Calle?
La Calle.
La Calle, which is on January 17th from 7:30 to 10 p.m. And for more on Edwin, you can visit his website, edwinvazquez.com, and get to know Eddie Vaz. Oh, he's bringing freestyle back. Be sure to check him out on Instagram as well, Edwin Vazquez Música. That is our show today, mi gente. Thanks to all our guests for coming through, and to you, our viewers, for tuning in. If you missed any part of the show, you can check out the Recablecast tonight and 24 hours a day at BronxNet.tv. I'm Rhina Valentin, and from all of us here at Open, may the universe provide paz, prosperity, y amor. Adios.
Baby girl, you remember back when we said we'd stay together?